In June, after an especially dry spring, lightning triggered 1,000 fires in one weekend, mostly in Northern California. Climatologists say that a 1-degree increase in the average temperature can produce 10 times the number of lightning strikes. Couple that with generally hotter, drier summers, and the future looks highly combustible.
We've had in the last 10 years, probably 7 of the hottest, driest years over the last 100 years have occurred in the last decade.
I took a walk through a fresh burn zone in the Sierra with Crawford Tuttle, Chief Deputy Director at CalFire, the new name for the State Department of Forestry's firefighting unit.
This is pretty much what we're talking about right here, I guess.
It certainly is, Craig. What you see before you here is a very hot, damaging fire that occurred in the middle of the month of May, about 2.5 or 3 months earlier than it would in any given typical year, fire year, which is a great demonstration of how fire regime, fire severity is expanding in California. What you see here is a fire condition that burned very hot. You can look at how the vegetation burned all the way up into the canopy here. So you see the top of these trees here that were burned. And this is an example of a catastrophic fire where there won't be anything left from this fire. You'll end up with bare ground. If you look down here, you can see that there was some soil burn severity, so much of the soil has been burned as well.
This is, to some extent, the future.
Most certainly is, if we, given the trends that we're seeing now.
Forests are one of our most effective filters for keeping carbon out of the atmosphere. But that carbon is released when they burn, or more gradually when they die from insect invasion or any cause. Scientists are now concerned that some of our most troubled forests will become net emitters of carbon instead of net holders, helping accelerate climate change rather than slow it down. Tuttle says part of the answer is aggressive reforestation after major fires.
If you see behind us here, that's what the stand used to look like before the fire. And as we walk through here, what you're seeing is, without any reforestation activity, the brush are outcompeting the trees.
Okay.
And therefore, from a carbon standpoint, you're not seeing carbon return to this footprint as quickly as it might. This is an area that may not return to forest for over 50 to 100 years, given its makeup now, and in fact could burn again before you have an opportunity for reforestation to occur here.